Good evening, you guys. So, I don't know how silly this looks right now, but today I'm going to my first class in a 6-week long ceramics class, and I'm so excited.
You nervous?
I am nervous.
Okay, when is your birthday?
What? I still have to put on my jacket because it is cold cold outside. It took me maybe half a year's time to actually bring myself to sign up for this. I have been talking about ceramics ever since I did my first ceramics class last year during Valentine's Day. James has been offering to sign me up for a course, and every time I'm just like, no, it's like too expensive. Like, I don't know if I would even, do well at it. And I finally bit the bullet at the end of last year and signed myself up because I figured it's been a minute since I've done something just for my own interest and like my own hobby, and I would love to get back into something creative and use my hands to make something. I just think ceramics is so cute. So this is my outfit that I don't really care about because apparently it can get kind of messy, so you want to wear stuff that you don't mind getting messy. I do want to film a little bit of the class today. I asked the ceramics teacher if I could vlog, and she just said I needed approval from everyone in the class, which is kind of scary because I've never actually like asked a full room of people if I can film before. But yeah, just wanted to share that little update. I'm so excited for my class, and let's go. Hopefully you guys are allowed in. So the first class today was focused on the basics and centering our clay on the wheel, which is a lot harder than it looks. I didn't really have a goal in mind, so I tried to make a few cups. It surprisingly worked out for me, but I was definitely getting a lot of help here and there from our instructor.
And now we even this. You see, you need a little more clay here. Try to move it a little.
With nails, should I? Yeah, okay. The one nice thing about taking classes is always getting to meet new people. Everyone in the class was so friendly, even though they were all childhood friends. I know my social anxiety slapped me in the face when I found out, but it honestly turned out great, and the instructor and other students were also nice. So I had a really great time, even though I was super worried going into it.
That looks so good.
Thank you. It's so heavy though.
This is what everyone's getting for gifts this year. It's gonna be like all of my little. Oh my god. Different sizes. Yeah.
It is cold and depressing. There's a cafe called Land to Sea that's been on my bucket list for a while now, and my friend Rebecca decided to invite us for a triple date. Are you excited?
I am so excited.
Yeah.
My third accessory.
Yeah. I lost my driver's license and my credit cards today because it fell out somewhere in the snow, so I'm doing okay.
She's been through it today.
I've been through
Just
it.
gonna drink her sorrows away.
I'm so ready for wine tasting. There's this guy surgery. Gotta pick up this. Yeah. Hello. We'll see. Hi, good morning. I feel like this headband is just not made for girls with big foreheads. First of all, a lot of you guys have been asking about where I got this jacket from. This one's from Alfred Eden, one of my favorites. I've been wearing it so much this winter and surprisingly it's been keeping me warm, so highly recommend it. You guys can search it up or I can just leave a link down below so you don't have to look up the exact SKU. Today I have on the headband that every girl has, which is the one from Verse. It is very cute, but I just don't think that it's made for girls with big foreheads because it's so tall. It's like insanely tall, and when I put my hair back, it looks like this. But I haven't done a get ready with me in a while, and I feel like there's a lot to catch up on. I'm going with my BB cream, which you guys know that I love the Misha BB cream. Truthfully, I don't have a perfect shade with Misha, so I just use a combination of 2 colors. And then I mix it up into this shade. I think I'm gonna use this orange red shade right here. As you guys might have noticed, I've been off social media for like 3-ish weeks. And usually if I'm off social media for that amount of time, it means I'm either insanely busy or I'm just having like a mental health crisis. And I think it's been a combination of the both of that the last couple of weeks. I'm also gonna use the same shade for my eyebrows because I don't have orange eyebrow powder. And I try to be pretty open and honest with you guys about my mental health journey. And to be honest, the start of this year has been pretty rough. Moose had surgery and that took up a lot of our mental and physical bandwidth. As you guys know, we've been dealing with the whole leak situation, which still hasn't gone fixed. And there's been several small leaks that have happened since then that we're just working with our landlord to resolve. And my eyebrows are kind of orange now, so I'm just gonna go in with my regular brow powder. I think it's also been pretty challenging keeping my mental health in check while everything's going on. And at the same time, there's been layoffs at work. There was an email that was sent last week about how more layoffs are gonna happen throughout the year. And a few layoffs happened, not affecting like my org and my position, but yeah, it's just a really scary time for like career stuff as well. I sometimes think that I have no option but to stay in the corporate world, and that's not a good mentality to have, obviously, but I've always wanted to do other things with my life. It is discouraging to know that like your full-time job might be at risk and like things might happen not because of you or anything in your control, but because company needs and demands and shifts and everything like that. I know a few people who did get laid off, and it's really unfortunate and scary. I am not gonna lie, I think ever since the first layoffs happened and then the subsequent layoffs have happened, I've just been working a lot all the time. I think that's just like a half of what's been contributing to my mental health lately. So Moose had his second entropion surgery. So those of you who have been watching me for a while probably know all the stuff that Moose has been going through. Sometimes we just don't even share it because it's just happening in the moment, and I don't always have the mentality to like vlog when things are happening in life. But he had his surgery, and whenever he goes through surgery or needs to be put on a cone, it's kind of challenging because we basically have to monitor him most of the time, make sure he's doing okay. If he's on his gabapentin, which makes him really drowsy, or if he needs to use the litter box or eat, we always need to take his cone off to make it easier for him. But then if like half an hour goes away, just like us watching him eat or like use the litter. I know this is like eons away from what parenthood is actually like, but the amount that I care and like worry about him is a lot, and I think that's just taken up so much of my headspace. He's finally off his cone, so we thankfully have not had to deal with anything in the last week. But when I tell you it was week after week of problem and problem and problem, I think it was so hard to manage my emotions while everything was going on. And then last week I was bedridden because I think I caught something, but I have no idea what it was. And then getting a strep test is like $200. It was so much. But I was very sad last week because I was like, I'm not doing anything with my life. It's the beginning of the year. And I feel like everything's going to shambles, like the apartment's leaking. I don't know what the future of my job is. And I was also PMSing, so that definitely didn't help. But yeah, as you guys know, because I talk about it on my channel sometimes, like my mental health always goes up and down. And I feel like there's eras where I just feel so discouraged from doing anything and so hopeless. And that's one of the toughest things, I think, when I'm so like down, which is the feeling of feeling like there's no options for me in life and like nowhere to really like go, and like I don't know what to do with myself. But I think I'm doing much better this week, which is why we are having this get ready with me. I also feel like I owe it to you guys to just like tell you what's going on, because personally as a viewer, I also hate when like my favorite creators just go MIA and kind of leave us in the dark. So that is why I'm here. Also, there was a period when I first discovered powder that I was just like, this thing is like magic. Like the fact that it just blurs all your pores. Last thing that I am using is this setting spray from Neogen. This is the final look. But yeah, I hope that kind of explains why I've been off social media for the last couple of weeks. I'm hoping to start posting again. Don't hold me accountable. Anyways, this get ready with me is a little long. Thank you guys for sitting with me and like hearing my thoughts out and checking in and like DMing me on Instagram and asking me how I've been. I've been good. Just lots of stuff in my head. And I also hope that you guys are doing well. As always, back to our regularly scheduled program. Good morning, or I guess afternoon. It's like 1-ish right now, but I am heading to the pottery studio to try to work on some stuff today and see if I can get a hold of like the basics, because I just had my first class last week and it was very, very fun, but I feel like I still don't have a grasp on like the core fundamentals. One of the perks of having a 6-week class is we do have free studio access. I'm just hoping that there's not a lot of people. You guys can probably see that I'm not the very best at pottery yet, but it's been a while since I've tried anything new, and I've always loved art as a kid. It made me a little bit bittersweet thinking about this the other day, but I haven't really given myself time to explore art in the last couple of years. Of course, all those sewing and knitting and makeup projects I did earlier on my channel during the pandemic definitely gave me so much joy. But ever since I moved back into the city, it feels like I kind of just put my own identity on the back burner for a bit. For some reason, jumping into something new as an adult also feels so much more intimidating and like a big milestone and decision, and everything has consequences, whether it's in time or money. But I tried not to think about that when I gave myself this new chapter to start. And with anything, I always like to romanticize how things will be, and for sure it never turns out that way, but I'm so excited for what feels like the next chapter of my life. And I wanted to thank you guys for being here, and I will see you in the next video.